Well, I get set up. I'm eating a cookie. So let me get over here and just hit it again. When I'm done. There I am. There I am. Oh, that was a sexy beast, Brad Tragic. Oh, yeah. He's awesome. There we go. Oh, come on. Oh, that was sexy. Well, there I am. Let's get this window up here. All right. The one viewer is me, so I don't have anybody in here yet. Good. I don't expect anybody to show up because, I mean, like I said, I don't really have a lot of viewers. So, hello there. I'll put hello there. So somebody comes in, they're like, oh, somebody's talking to me. Anyways, let's get started. Let's talk about pro wrestling. Let's talk about things going on, news. Now, see, I have yesterday, if you didn't check it out, State of Wrestling, I talked about Raw, SmackDown, pretty much kind of dull. I did find out NXT was actually pretty decent. The matches were good. I talked about that yesterday. Like, it seemed like they were pretty good matches. And it pretty much confirmed they were good matches. So probably not going to check them out. But next week we'll get back on track, watch 205 Live. I heard 205 Live was kind of me as well. So we'll find out. Besides that, let's kind of talk about what's going on in the wrestling world. Big news is there's rumors surrounding Finn Balor in WWE. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know how true it is, but if he does, good Lord, that would suck. That'd be a huge bombshell for WWE, and him going to anywhere else would be a detriment to the WWE, I think. So, I mean, just imagine if Impact got a hold of Finn Balor. Wow. I mean, you talk about viewership going out the window. It would be a huge coup to get him like an Impact Wrestling, or somebody like a Ring of Honor. Good Lord, that'd be huge. I think he would go back to New Japan, though, quite honestly, if he leaves the WWE. I wouldn't see him going to Lucha Underground or anything like that. I would see him going back so he can be a full-time wrestler and show to people what he can do, because I think that he's kind of been held back in the WWE. He's not really been shown his true potential. And I think that as soon as they put him back on New Japan Wrestling and WWE looks at what he's doing, they're going to regret what happened. So let's hope that this is something bumpy in the road, and it's just maybe stupid rumors running around. That's probably what it is. I truly do not believe it until something happens on WWE. I haven't even seen this picture that they're talking about, where he says "buy" on the tombstone. I haven't even seen this image. Where is this image? I don't know where people are getting it from. Yeah, supposedly Leo Rush is gone from NXT. Stupidity in social media, it should not be a reason to fire a pro wrestler. I'm sorry, it's just stupid. They're relying heavily on the social media thing to be kind of a part of our life, and for them to fire somebody over it, it's not something that should be, you know, looked at as like something that they should care about. It's so annoying. And if Leo Rush truly did get released, it's so stupid. It's dumb. And they just lost like a great wrestler just because somebody said something wrong on social media. I understand, like, you got to watch what you say, you got to be politically correct, and things like that. But I mean, the wrestler did leave. Emma is no longer with the company, and he said something about her as kind of a passing joke. And yeah, it was in bad taste, but he is in NXT. Who knows who Leo Rush is? Because a lot of the mainstream people have no idea who he is. One, it got him attention probably from people that probably don't even know who he is. Now they know who he is. So him being on NXT just for a brief time up. So if he goes back to Ring of Honor, it's not the same thing as Finn Balor, but if he leaves, it's going to be kind of big that he didn't make it in WWE. And I think that even if something does happen and they're like, okay, we have to let you go, just because we can't let people do this and get away with it. If they say, okay, go back to independence, in a year or two, we'll get you back. Go out there, do what you got to do. If you stay, good and stay on a good track, maybe we'll give you a call back. There's been people that did that. I'm trying to. I totally really don't remember who Brian Cage is, but I seen something about Brian Cage being offered to come back to NXT, and I don't know who he was. I really don't remember. I think he was just a brief character that was on wrestling that just didn't work out, and they kind of let him go, but they thought he had potential to be something else. And I kind of think that the gimmick that they first gave him, it didn't work out, so they kind of let him go. But they thought, well, we do have something idea for you, and he basically said no, he didn't want to come back. So I could see Leo Rush doing that, is going back to Ring of Honor, having a great career in Ring of Honor, and then turn around and just not wanting to come back because of the bad. And before, just with social media, so whatever. I think it's kind of stupid that he's going to get probably fired over this. It's so dumb. I really think that a lot of the NXT wrestlers should pull together and kind of say, why is this happening? He's a great talent. We don't need to get rid of him for something stupid. Have him job somebody. Have him, that's what you should do in wrestling. You don't need to fire somebody over things. Just make him job to somebody that really he shouldn't job to, but he did the mistake. He made the mistake, so his character will suffer for it. That's what you should do. That's, I think, what they've always done in pro wrestling, and that's what they should continue to do. I think they kind of forgot how pro wrestling works. The WWE does. It's kind of a corporate giant, and they continue to stop thinking about how it works. So as far as that goes, Leo Rush, Finn Balor could both be gone from WWE. Hideo Itami is going to be on 205 Live soon. When? Well, we don't know. But what kind of impact is he going to have on 205 Live? And I watch Steven Larson. I'm very, very clear with that. I do watch Steven Larson. I like what they say, but sometimes they go in a weird direction when they're trying to fantasy book things. What I would do with Hideo Itami, honestly, is bring him back bring him up to main as a babyface. They are so weird with what they do with the NXT wrestlers, in that they'll bring somebody up as the opposite of what they were in NXT. Good example, Bobby Roode. They brought him up as a babyface, and it's kind of working, but not really working. It's very odd that they did that. They also did that with who else did they do that with? Was Alexa Bliss a babyface when? That's an insult. I'm sorry, NXT. I did not mean to call you TNA. Was she a babyface in NXT? I don't think she was. Yeah, I don't know. But I know they've only did a handful of times. Asuka's a babyface, and she was basically a heel in NXT before she came up. Dana Brooke, well, she was a heel for a while. She was a heel in NXT, but I'm trying to think of somebody that they brought up that had changed. Shinsuke, they didn't get right. I don't know what they're doing with Shinsuke. But I think this is kind of going back to the whole Finn Balor leaving WWE possibly. It's a bad misstep to make for the WWE, because if Finn Balor leaves and has a good reason, Shinsuke Nakamura is going to look at that and go, am I making the right choice staying with the company? Because Finn Balor is kind of the guy that Nakamura is, where they're making a big mistake not pushing them as strong as what they should be pushing them. And I understand that they weren't made in their company to be a huge star, but they were both former NXT champions. They both have put on stellar matches that the WWE Universe have raved about. They're two huge characters that people want to see succeed. The hugest problem with having this many megastars in the WWE right now, because if you think about it, we have a lot of megastars. I'll start naming them off. Any star that you truly, truly love in the ring right now in the WWE, you're going to be talking about at least 20 superstars or more, probably closer to 30, that are huge names that have been pushed to the limit, and they've been put over, and they're at the top of the WWE. Not everybody can get over. I understand that. Not everybody can be world heavyweight champion, and that's a huge problem because you have all these big stars and you're going to have all these understars coming in. And they want to do this 50-50 booking, and this does not work. That's one thing that all the negative people talk about is I totally do agree with, is because the biggest thing that I've talked about the past month or so when doing the wrestling videos is that they need to get it down pat that we need more feuds. Whether a title is involved or not, it does not matter. When Balor and Joe got into it, a lot of fans got excited. And now it looks like Joe is starting a feud with Roman Reigns, but now I've not heard anybody talk about this, but Balor looked like he was poking fun at Roman Reigns on Twitter. So are we going to have a triple threat kind of situation going on with Balor and Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe? Because that would be interesting. That would be a good kind of story. And to have one of them, like maybe Finn Balor, capture the Intercontinental Championship, that would be amazing. Because I think what they need to do is get Balor a title. Have him get a title. He'll be satisfied with that. Let him put on great matches with whoever you put him in the ring with. Get wrestlers that you can't get over. Put him in a ring with Balor. Let him wrestle with Balor. It'll get him over. He's like guys like Bo Dallas, guys like Kurt Hawkins. Guy, Kurt Hawkins. For some reason, okay. So I did 2DW, and if you watch it, you'll understand that I made a mistake when I went to read back the results. I wrote down at the bottom Curtis Axel at one point on the result sheet, and I meant to put Kurt Hawkins, and I knew this. So when I'm reading, I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, no, it was supposed to be or it was supposed to be Kurt Hawkins, because I was looking at the paper of it was a number one contender match in the 2DW fantasy thing, and he beat I think Aleister Black in a number one contender match in the fake wrestling thing that I created. So I knew he was supposed to go on, and for some reason, when I went to read it, I'm like, Kurt Axel, like, why is that there? So I had to like mark it out and put Kurt Hawkins in there and everything. So it almost got crazy. But if you see the video, the new thumbnail for it, I think it's pretty cool. It puts booking, and it put like booking gone crazy, because there's some crazy stuff that happened. People losing, like John Cena lost to who beat John Cena? I can't remember who beat John Cena. Somebody beat John Cena. I think it was like Eli Drake, which is kind of believable though. If they built Eli Drake up, if they brought him into WWE, it would be believable, because he's kind of like The Rock, sort of. Tries to act like The Rock a lot too. So, anyways, but yeah, I think the Intercontinental title would be interesting if they gave Balor the belt. Had guys like Bo Dallas and Apollo Crews. Have them go in the ring, have really great matches with Finn Balor, and kind of try to show how they can build matches like that instead of building matches by more of a promo kind of thing. Because I think that if they kind of make IC the working horse title once again, it was once that before with Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and Razor Ramon. That was kind of the workhorse title. Even when Triple H and Rock was wrestling, like those are the guys that you're like, oh god, these guys are going to be future world champions, and they're out there putting on entertaining matches. They were having ladder matches and stuff like that that people were like raving about. And they weren't the greatest wrestlers in the world, but they went out and worked their butts off and made people respect that title because of the matches that they put on. They made their characters larger than life through those matches. I guess that's what I should say. So giving him the belt and having him take the IC title from Roman Reigns in a triple threat match, like it would protect Roman as well if that finally did come to fruition. So if Joe happens to face Roman and Finn interferes somehow, maybe during the match or something like that, trying to interfere with Joe and almost costing Roman the title, Roman will get mad. That'll bring Balor and Reigns fighting each other and kind of built into a triple threat match. I think that would be interesting. I think that'd be cool to see. And maybe if there's a bump in the road with Balor, this could settle it. Because originally when I saw Joe attacking Reigns, I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Because I would love to see Reigns and Joe. They've kind of built that up, which is kind of cool. Slowly building feuds kind of underneath the main storyline. So that's kind of neat. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy. And Leo Rush, they honestly, he was almost ready. They should have just brought him up. They should bring him up soon. But now they've got Deo Itami coming up. They've got uh, most likely Rockstar Spud is going to be probably brought up to main. Um, assuming how fast they picked him up, I think when his contract was up, I kind of wonder if they're even going to put him in Impact. I don't know if he's ever wrestled for WWE before, um, but I kind of want to look that up because I kind of want to think that maybe he has. Let me look that up real quick. I'm going to grab my phone because I kind of want to know. That'd be kind of interesting if, yeah, I know I'm talking and you probably can't hear me. Probably can't hear anything I'm saying. But I kind of want to, fact check something while I'm on here live. And probably nobody's going to come in, but it's fine. I know I've had people come in near the end. It's like I'm wrapping up. We're starting the show. I'm like, oh, I'm already done. I've already did like a 20-minute video. But anyways, I'm not going to stay on here too long because I got to record a couple more videos. But real quick, let me see. Has Rockstar Spud ever wrestled in the WWE? Okay, no, it says he's the best known for his time with Impact Wrestling under the ring name Rockstar Spud. Has wrestled matches as Spud, often as the underdog who defeats much larger wrestlers. Spud, a gimmick based on obnoxious 1980s rock stars. Okay, let's go to the Wikipedia because I wonder. Because sometimes, what? What is that all about? Something going on with Wikipedia. Why is he? Okay, I'm trying to look at something about. Okay, I don't know. Okay, so he is. He's actually a couple. He's only like 37 years old, so that's pretty cool. 37, 38. He's actually kind of old. Okay. Okay. Let me see. From the UK, trained by Jack Storm, Chris Gilbert, and Don Charles. I don't know who they are. Professional wrestling career, K-Star Wrestling Promotion in Birmingham, which I'm assuming that's Birmingham overseas, England. Um, for many independent promotions within the United Kingdom, the United States, and Europe. While independent circuit, Spud's first major appearance came with the Revolution British Wrestling Promotion in 2003. He became RBW's first British welterweight champion. He held for several months before losing it to Ross Jordan in an Ironman match. He was with Frontier Wrestling Alliance for a long time. That was a long time. Got for a short time. Lightweight division. Okay, and he was the first flyweight champion of Frontier Wrestling Alliance. And he was there for like 7 years. So that's a long time. Following a talent trading agreement with the WWE, Spud made his first appearance in April 2006, competing for Ring of Honor during their two-night Weekend of Champions shows. But appeared during Ring of Honor's first tour shows in the UK in August 2006. Unified and Anarchy in the UK. Beat on the FW banner during the British Under 23s Championship event. Okay. Okay, I'm looking. International Pro Wrestling. Okay, there's dates overlapping, so I'm not sure what's going on here. So he's kind of still wrestling independence, I think, in the UK, but he was also showing up in Impact Wrestling, so that's kind of cool. Wrestling Alliance, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, One Pro Wrestling, TNA, Impact Wrestling, Global Force Wrestling, yes, all the many names that TNA has. British Boot Camp and Ohio Reality Wrestling appeared on the reality show TNA Wrestling British Boot Camp began airing. Okay. This is interesting. Let me read the sentence for you because this is kind of interesting. Then Spud was sent to Ohio Valley Wrestling, TNA's developmental territory, and made his debut on March 13th, 2013 episode of ROVW. If you don't understand why I'm reading that, then you must not pay attention to pro wrestling. Ohio Valley Wrestling used to be WWE's developmental territory. Developmental territory. That's a hard word to say really fast. If we had Cliff Compton for the OVW Champions, I think you know who that is. I'm kind of pretty sure that he used to be in WWE. He was Dixie Carter's chief of staff. Okay. X-Men Championship Brands Pursuits. Okay, yes. Scrolling. Scrolling. Yep. Okay, not really much. Yep, that's it. So nothing. No, he wasn't probably in WWE. That's kind of crazy. I thought he might have been there before as something, because I like to hire like smaller people like that to do jobs. Who knows? He may be somewhere. Like he could have been on TV as a jobber or something. Because they always say that. I know Young Bucks, one of them, was on TV a couple times. One time he wrestled Big Show. Another time he probably wrestled like A-Train or Mark Henry. Because they always like to have like enhancement talent come in and just get job to people sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, that. Yawn again. Good Lord. But anyways, wrestling content, like I said, Thursday and Friday is your wrestling content. So if you like wrestling content, if you like this, definitely subscribe down below. I do want to say that if you have not subscribed to this channel and you like wrestling content, like I just said, it will be here Thursday and Friday. And sometimes there's other random videos. You just got to pay attention to the channel. Hit the bell notification if you really want to know what videos I put out. I do other kind of channels stuff. I do also other videos on this channel. I do music, I do movies, I do a lot of other stuff. I like to talk about 2DW. I do a dice game. That's something that will be happening often, soon. I just need to fix my women's division because it's pretty crappy right now. I'm going to put some Mae Young Classic people on there and get that going. So there's more of a women's division to be had with 2DW. Crazy thing, if you're watching the end of this video, maybe it'll get you into watching 2DW next time around. Luke Gallows just won the world title in 2DW. That was crazy, crazy. Kofi Kingston is our Pride champion, so that's pretty cool. That I created, and I believe the Young Bucks are still the tag team titles. We haven't defended the championship yet, but they have won it. I don't think neither of them are wrestled yet in 2DW. And Maria Kanellis, Maria Kanellis, who is, I heard she was pregnant in real life. That's crazy. That's why she hasn't been on TV. Not understanding where Mike Bennett is. I don't know why he's not on TV though. That's kind of weird. Unless they're kind of just taking them both off TV until she comes back, because that'd be stupid. He's probably wrestling house shows or something, I'm assuming. But yeah, dude, I mean, I think this would be a perfect time for him to maybe possibly change his gimmick and kind of do something else, because I don't think the other thing was working. Or him, giving his undying love to his pregnant wife, or just saying how he misses his wife and that she had to do something, or she had a family thing, and just don't talk about it anymore after that. I don't know. Something they could do something with Mike Bennett. He's so big of a talent. You don't want to let him go to waste, and you could be using him. I have a feeling they're letting him sit at home and paying him, and going to bring him back when Maria gets, unpregnant. I don't know. But yeah, it just kind of shocked me. Like I was thinking the other day, I was like, where the heck is Mike Kanellis and Maria Kanellis? Like, where are they at? And then I happened. No, actually, I didn't even know. I was reading something and it said something about Maria Kanellis was pregnant. I'm like, oh, that explains why they're not on TV, because I totally forgot about them not showing up on SmackDown. So that's kind of weird. And I mean, it was really kind of awkward anyway when they showed up, because like they just came out of nowhere and showed up on WWE television. No one really had any idea. Kind of a shocking debut, I think, for a lot of people, because you would have thought he would have went to NXT, but maybe they thought they seen something, and it's kind of weird when they see something in people that they don't put them through NXT. It's like kind of weird. And I think he was just so talented, and maybe Maria was one of the reasons why he got to the main roster, and one of the reasons why they signed him directly to the main roster. So who knows? NXT, a lot of things happen in NXT. I don't want to talk about anything spoiler wise, but boy, is it going to get exciting in the next couple weeks. And that's why I say that I'm going to probably be watching NXT in the following weeks to see what happens and to see certain things that I may have read. Spoilers. Don't want to ruin yourself. Don't do anything with the spoilers. Uh, watch out. Watch out. And the one thing I hate about when something big happens in spoilers, people will post it all over YouTube, and it sucks. But I mean, it doesn't really bother me. Like I'll have somebody tell me what happens on wrestling. I'll go back and watch it. I mean, if it's something stupid, then I'm not going to watch wrestling. I kind of like to know when wrestling isn't good, so I know not to watch it. And this week, like I said, it got halfway through, and I was just like, no, this is dumb. Like I'm already like an hour and like a little over an hour into the show, and I haven't been like entertained, like barely been entertained. Um, and Titus match like was pretty decent starting out, but then after that, it just kind of I don't know. Titus and Apollo, they need to do something with, but like here's the thing: you got to have people that are going to do the job. They're going to do the job. They're going to be there, enhance the product. I don't think Apollo probably thought of himself as an enhancement talent to kind of go out there and put over wrestlers constantly. Kind of sucks. And that's why I kind of think they need to bring people in to do that. That has been around a while. That they're not going to be the greatest wrestler in the world. I kind of think Curtis Axel was kind of like, think about it. You go back to all these enhancement talents they used to have, like Val Venus, and he was around a while. He was Sean Morley there for a while. He was jobbing and jobbing and jobbing and jobbing and jobbing. Bob Holly was doing that for the longest time, job. And every once in a while, he would have a spot where they would kind of start the building back up again, and then they would just push it back down, because that was the whole point, just building back up really a little bit to have a good match, like a couple weeks on Raw or something, and then just knock him right back down. Al Snow was kind of like that in WWE. They kind of jobbed him out a little bit. Midian was actually one that I'm surprised they got rid of, because he was probably a decent enough talent. And I thought he was working behind the scenes, I thought at one point, but I don't know. But yeah, it's just some of the weird things that they have, that they need to have people that are willing to job. And I think they need to get somebody in there that's a decent worker, that's willing to do, the job. That's pretty good. I think one thing that would be interesting is seeing Tino Sabatelli, Riddick Moss. I think they may be the new enhancement talents. If they get brought up, maybe an opportunity for Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil to kind of rise above that and get out of there. But the thing about the problem with those kind of wrestlers is that when the new guys come in, is there any need to keep them? And that's just a bad thing. Same thing with the women's division that's happening now. We lost Emma, we lost Summer Rae. Really was no reason to get rid of them. It was just the fact that we had new, fresh faces coming in. They really weren't needed. Creative didn't really see a reason to keep them. Kind of sad. You probably could have used them in the Royal Rumble I'm rumoring having. Yeah, let's talk about that. Women's Royal Rumble. That would be amazing. And the only thing I can say about that is that there's gonna have to be NXT people, because I'm thinking there's only about close to 20 from SmackDown and Raw, basically. So you're gonna have to have some NXT talent come up to be in that Royal Rumble. But I think it'll be interesting, because you're gonna see probably some people who show up on it from NXT in the Royal Rumble. You're gonna see the reaction. You're gonna probably have some wrestlers booked to be in the Divas Royal, or the Divas. Just set you back another 10 years. The women's Royal Rumble. So that'll be interesting to see what happens, how everything transpires, and what everybody's going to think about the Royal Rumble. I think it'll be well received. I think it'll be cool. I think if they do the whole thing where they used to do with the men, which I don't know why they don't do this anymore. I kind of like it when they used to say that they get to choose. It seems like they pick and choose when they do that. But I really think they should do it every single year. They should be like, okay, well, who are you going to choose? Because I like that when Cena did it. I think Batista might have done it too. Yeah. Because they did it with Batista, because Triple H, I remember Triple H was like, oh, yeah, you should sign Cena. You need to face him. And then he basically turned to Triple H and tore up Cena's contract. And then when it signed the one with facing Triple H, I remember doing that. I remember seeing that very, very entertaining. I thought Cena did it 1 year too. Kind of done with Triple H too, as well. I think Triple H trying to get him to not sign his paper again. That's why I think it happened a couple years in a row. But Batista, it was worth it. It was really awesome because you seeing that. But and Cena might have actually been after that. And Triple H did the same thing, but they didn't really tell the story as much. But it was still an entertaining match, Triple H and Cena. But anyway, Royal Rumble, if they do that, that'd be kind of interesting because if you see Asuka like win the belt or win the Royal Rumble, and then she ends up challenging Charlotte on SmackDown, that'd be pretty awesome. I am kind of interested. I will say this. I will admit this is we haven't seen an interaction between Asuka and Paige yet. I'm interested to see that. I think they could have a stiff match. It would be an awesome match that people would want to see. I think that before it's all said and done, that would be an amazing match for a WrestleMania, for a SummerSlam, for a big four pay-per-view that people would want to see is Paige versus Asuka. I think they would put on a good match. The only thing about it being kind of stiff, probably with because I think Asuka kind of works a little bit stiff to me. She seems like she does work a little stiff. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Who will is Authors of Pain coming up soon? That's what I kind of want to know too. That'd be interesting to see if they come up. They've got to be healed. That's the only thing that I see that's wrong with everything right now. And the Bludgeon Brothers kind of be pushed right now. I don't really know. The SmackDown landscape seems to have a decent amount of tag teams. Raw is the one kind of floundering right now. I would love to see the Authors of Pain come up and start a feud with the club. I think that would be a good starter feud for them. I think it would be a good way maybe to have them attack them and then them trying to figure out who attacked them. I mean, they did it just kind of with Enzo, trying to figure out who attacked him, but they do it this time, and it doesn't take that long for it to happen, but maybe a couple weeks of them trying to figure out who did it and everything like that. And it would happen like right before like a takeover pay-per-view or whatever. Maybe happen after WrestleMania, and maybe this happens and it starts to happen. Or it could happen like the WrestleMania before is the club gets attacked. They don't have nothing going on at WrestleMania. Maybe they're in the Andre Giant Battle Royal, and they're still talking about it over the WrestleMania weekend, like who attacked them and stuff like that. You can even have NXT, the Authors of Pain, be in the Battle Royal, the Andre Giant Battle Royal with them. And then on Raw, they show up and on Raw as one of the WrestleMania debuts. And I think that's what maybe they might be holding on to. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay debuting after WrestleMania, Authors of Pain debuting after WrestleMania. I think that would be cool. I hope they don't split them up. But like I said, I kind of see Authors of Pain going to Raw, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay going to SmackDown. And then we would have the shake up to even everything out and kind of figure out what we're doing with everything. But, a lot of women, like I said, I kind of think it's going to get to the point to where the roster is so huge that they're going to have to make another brand. And NXT, it's great in all its glory, but it still is what it is, and it's still what it's meant to be. But I think they're going to have to create another brand. I don't know what it's going to be, if they're going to try and bring back ECW or WCW back. But I think that they need to come up with something fresh. They need to come up with something original. Maybe go to Triple H and try and come up with another brand name that would make sense. Go to Stephanie, go to Shane, go to Triple H, and kind of have, this is going to be your future. Talk to them and say, like, this is going to be on the network. It's going to be a new show. Put 205 Live with this new show so it makes sense. Show could be kind of like maybe they have a new show and they can put, 205 Live with it, have it be a 2-hour show. Whether like that, I don't know. See, it becomes the problem when they have all these major stars coming in. I mean, like I said before at the beginning of this video, name all those major stars that are in the WWE right now. It's a problem. It's a huge problem because not everybody can become the world champion. One of the key problems is Brock Lesnar. He needs to go. He needs to get out of here. We don't need him anymore. One of the reasons they brought him in is because they needed somebody at the time. They don't need anybody anymore. They got enough big, huge main event stars now. We're good. Bye, Brock. Congratulations. Thank you. You got your big payday. You can leave now because you're kind of screwing with the roster right now because you're huge. you're believable that you can defeat everybody, but you're not helping the WWE right now. We need compelling matches, and that's what we need. We've had the Braun versus Brock matches. We've had the Braun Brock versus Samoa Joe match. We've had about all the matches we're gonna have. If Batista comes up, that's one of the last few people that Brock could really face. Whatever. I mean, have Batista beat Brock and send him packing or something. Maybe that could be a feud. Send him away. I don't know. Batista going back. What about that? I'm not really a huge fan of Batista. I think I'd be interested to see him come back, but that's about it. Leave your comments down below. Anything I talked about. Let me know what you thought about everything I talked about. This was live, so if you click the notification bell, you'll know when I go live. I go live pretty much randomly all the flipping time. So usually it's in the morning. It's around 8 to 11 o'clock that I would probably go live. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed all the content. Keep rocking and keep watching wrestling. Later, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I forgot to say that. All that good jazz. Keep rocking.